Well, students, I'm going to give you a few hints on how to finish off Journal 1B, or at least get started on Journal 2B using Journal 1B as kind of your notes and your basis for this. And I'm going to hopefully give you a couple things that can get you started so you don't have to feel too frustrated. We understand that using equations can sometimes be challenging, but you can totally do this. It's just going to take a little bit of practice. So first, we've given you a little bit of a leg up. We have given you all of your variables. So let's read through the prompt for number 1 as our example. You are selling t-shirts, letter T. So we already know. So as soon as I see variables, I'm going to put them in the identify part of my chart, because then I know that I'm looking for those. For a price P of $7.75. The total money you earned, E, is $209.25. Use the equation E equals TP to find how many shirts you sold. So the amount I earned will be the number of t-shirts multiplied by the amount each t-shirt costs. So first is, how many t-shirts did I sell? I don't know. So that's a question mark. Okay, what's the price? $7.75. It told me that in the prompt. Okay, E says the amount I earned was $209. So we took care of $7.75. $209.25. Okay, so now I have all the values. And as long as I only have one variable I don't know, I can solve the problem. Okay, so now E equals TP. So I know E is $209.25. So I'm just using this equation to fill this in. Is equal to T. I don't know that, so I have to leave it as a variable, times the price, $7.75. Now, at this point, I'd like you to go back and look at Journal 2A and check and see if you can figure out how to solve this. But I'm going to give you a couple more hints to hopefully point you in the correct direction. So there are really only two types of solving for these types of equation. And there's multiplying, and then there's a dividing move. Let's look at multiplying first, because that's a little bit simpler. So we are going to break this down in our IRS style, where we identify, replace, and solve. So our first step is to identify. And that identification, in this case, I'm just going to give you numbers. Let's say that we're dealing with distance equals speed times time. So let's say we're using that equation. That means, let's say I go ahead and I know my speed is 60 miles per hour. And I know that my time to travel is 3 hours. How do I find the distance? So I've identified my variables. It looks like I'm in pretty good shape. My second step is to replace. So I don't know D, so I have to leave that as the letter. I know the speed is 60. I know the time is 3. 3 times 60 is 180. So that's my solve step right there. I multiply them out, and I know that my distance will be in miles, so I can add my units. Okay, so if the variable is already by itself, you'll just need to multiply the two numbers together, and you'll be done. Okay, dividing those a little more complicated. So let's say instead I know I need to travel a distance of 100 miles, but that my vehicle can only average a speed of 50 miles per hour. How long or how much time will it take to make that trip? This seems as easy as the last one, because I have one variable and I only have to solve for one variable. But let's go ahead and try this. So my distance value is 100. My speed value is 50. And t is unknown. So we're going to put that in the parentheses here. Okay, now t is not by itself. I can't just multiply this time. I have to get it by itself. So instead, to remove the 50, I'm going to divide by 50. And let's do the true algebra move on this. 100 divided by 50. 50 goes into 100 twice, so we just get 2. 50 divided by 50 is 1, and t stays there. Now, anything divided by itself is 1, and anything multiplied by 1 stays as itself, which is why a lot of times they'll show that you can just cross this out, and we'll be left with 2 equals t, or t equals 2 hours. Okay, so now it's up to you to decide which of these two versions of solving you need to solve this problem. And if you get stuck, make sure to send me an email or ask for help so that we can help you get through these problems. Okay, thank you so much for watching, and good luck on these problems.